Hi, everybody, and welcome to the second Parent University session of 2021. This one is titled, What is Title I? It's kind of focused on Title I funding and what exactly all of the resources entailed are for you and your families and your students. So I'm really excited to get the ball rolling on this. So without further ado, let me run through a little bit of introduction, and then we can get started with the actual presentation. My name is Ethan Lockman. I am a parapro over at Oconee County Elementary School, and I'm also the Family Engagement Center sort of liaison between like the FEC office and the school. What is the FEC? What is the Family Engagement Center? It's designed as an inviting space for parents and volunteers, kind of a one-stop shop for different resources, manipulatives, games, that kind of thing. As well as an office to help encourage family and volunteer participation at the school. And there are tons of ways that the FEC can help you and your student succeed. One of the ways in which we help to connect parents with the school and what we're doing over here is this Parent University, sessions like this. It's not new to this school year. We've had universities before, but the main goal is to kind of introduce parents and families to specific concepts and helps and resources that are, immediately applicable to their student and what their student is learning, as well as creating a strong, encouraging learning environment at the home. This is the second, like I said, Parent University session. You can see the other recorded session over on the Family Engagement Center website. And before we get to the actual presentation, I do want to encourage you that if you're watching this, click on this Parent University survey. Let us know what you think. Tell us what you are kind of wanting out of these meetings, what can be helpful, something that maybe that you know that you need to know more of, and that hopefully the Oconee County can help you kind of increase your knowledge on. And a little quick overview of what this presentation is going to be. Rebecca Wilkes, our Title I teacher, is going to kind of explain what Title I is and the different resources that come with it. I'm going to talk a little bit about the lending library that's through the Family Engagement Center and what exactly that is, how you can take advantage of that. And then we are going to be wrapping it up. So with that, I'm handing it over to Rebecca.
Hey there, thanks for joining us and thanks for taking the time to watch this presentation. I hope that it is helpful. I first kind of want to start off with just letting you know that our partnership with you is important and your child's academic success is important, and that's why we're here working together. So one thing I just want to point out is that I would really like for you to let us know if there's another language that would make our communication more meaningful with you. So, obviously we're presenting here in English. If there's another language that would work better for you or that would help you understand the content, just reach out to us and let us know. One other thing that I want to throw in here, you can see on this slide, it says how to sign up for Talking Points. Talking Points is a texting platform that a few teachers here, myself and Miss Lydia Dean, we use here at the elementary school. It translates into whatever language is preferable for you, and you get to communicate with teachers that have signed up for it. And this is something that you can use all throughout the school day. Of course, you don't want to send emergency text to this. You always want to call the front office with that. But this is just a way that we can communicate more smoothly. So if you're interested in that, you'll see that where it says you fill out this form, if you want to choose that option, it's linked. And you can fill out the Google form with your information, and I'll send you a text letting you know that you're connected with us through this. Okay, so here we go. We're going to talk a little bit about Title I, and I'm going to kind of hit the high points of, what is Title I and why would your student be called Title I, or what is a Title I school? So let's just start with the very basics. What is Title I? Title I is a program that provides funds from the federal government to improve student learning. That's kind of just the overview. Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, I'm ready to say something. Yeah.
Okay. So why does our school receive Title I funding? Well, in general, Georgia Public Schools receive Title I funding based on our free and reduced lunch counts. percentages from the year before. So if a school has 35% or more of their population that qualify for free and reduced lunch, that school system receives funding. Okay, so although there are no schools in our county that actually qualify based on that 35 percentile number, OCES does receive title funding as a targeted assistance school under the Title I umbrella because our percentage is higher than the district average. So in this case, our services allow us to support certain students and their families, provide their families with resources that qualify based on students' academic data, rather than just having an entire school population be seen as a Title I school. So if you'll see over to the right, you'll see the list of schools that are in our district, and based on October 2019 FTE free and reduced lunch count qualifications, none of our schools met that 35% criteria. But you will see at the bottom that our district average is 14.85%. And so the reason that our school gets Title I funds is because we have a percentage of a free and reduced lunch count that is above that percentage. You'll see right there that Oconee County Elementary School has 25.27% free and reduced lunch count population. All right, so how do we allocate these funds? At the beginning of the year, we make a plan, and the administrators and myself and the teachers or the leadership team, we talk about the needs of the school, and we look at the school improvement plan, and we think deeply about how can we help our students and our families achieve these high standards that Georgia has for us. So one thing that we spend and have allocated money for are is like me, the highly qualified Title I teacher. And highly qualified means just that we're certified and that we've had training in teaching students. Additionally, we hire highly qualified Title I tutors. This year we have one tutor in each grade level, and the tutor works with students that have qualified for Title I services, offering interventions or just general academic support. Another way that we allocate our money is to provide translations to families or interpretation services. As I mentioned before, it's important that we're able to communicate well. So we always allocate some funds for this. And finally, the other main area that we allocate funds for is professional learning in the area of literacy. Sometimes our focus is on math too, but this year it's just literacy. And so this year we've already participated in our professional learning. And that's just to help our teachers stay on top of the very best research-based interventions. So it seems strange, but let me refer back to what I said before. We earn funds for our free and reduced lunch population, but I want to point out that the students that qualify for title services are not the same students or from the same families that receive free and reduced lunch. So that is a common misconception. The students that we serve that receive Title I services here at the elementary school are only served because they meet the criteria, the academic criteria. So at the elementary school, we are looking at MAP assessment data, report card performance indicators and grades, and Fountas and Pinnell reading levels, generally speaking, to determine whether or not a student will receive Title I services. So in Title I, we have some very important policies and plans that I kind of mentioned before. When we allocate our budget, we build in a plan at the beginning of the school year. So to begin with, we have three major ones. The first plan is called a targeted assistance plan. It describes and goes into detail the instructional support that will be provided to the students that are eligible. This plan in particular includes the allocations of the budgets of the budget and where our funds are spent, which are to support instruction. So the second plan is called the Family Engagement Plan, and it describes how the school will support your role as a parent in your child's learning. And so that is part of what we're doing today. We're hoping that we can support you better to support your child at home in their learning. And finally, there's something called a School Parent Compact. It is a compact that is written and adjusted every year, just like the other plans. And it describes how the parents in the school can partner together to support student academic progress. It talks a lot about communication and just how we're gonna work in partnership this year to help our children make the most progress possible. You'll see that I've linked English and Spanish versions of each of these plans. They're there for public viewing. If you have questions, please feel free to email me about them if you choose to take a look.
Yeah, and I'll make sure too that these links are in the video description when I post it, and okay, they're also on the Oconee County Elementary website as well, right?
Yes. And I would like to point out that at the beginning of the year, these are living documents. We update these plans every single year. We change the times to fit the needs based on parent surveys. We, based on parent need, we decide how we're going to reach out or what the best form of communication is. So these are really important. They describe a lot of how we are going to support the kids throughout the year.
All righty.
So one important topic that I just want to address real briefly is how to monitor your child's progress. You always want to ask questions. If you're not really sure, a way to monitor their progress is to request a conference. And let me back up. When I say monitoring your child's progress, this means monitoring how your child is doing in their class compared to where they should be at that point during the year. How are they doing in that unit of study? Are they understanding and grasping the concepts? If you're not really sure, ask questions. If you're not really sure, or you see that they're not in their homework, they're not grasping a concept or able to talk to you about what it is that they've learned, you might want to request a conference, or you might want to ask for your teacher to talk to you on the phone. Another way to monitor your child's progress is to attend virtual training sessions like this, because oftentimes we'll talk about curriculum maps or curriculum guides about where your child should be or what the expectations are for this point in the year. And what you can do is compare where they should be to maybe where they are, or and that's just a good way to monitor. Reviewing their daily agenda, addressing needs immediately is a great way. Reviewing feedback on your child's work that they bring home is a great way. And just working with your child in general, knowing what it is they can do and maybe what their weaknesses are.
Mm-hmm.
So probably one question you have is, how can parents work with educators to improve achievement? And remember, I spoke briefly about us having a partnership. So this is a really important part of your child making progress. And so one of the ways that you can do this is to work with your child's teacher as often as you need to discuss your child's progress. When your child has homework, be present and look at what they're doing. If you have questions about their homework, email their teacher. Review all your child's work that's sent home. Engage with your child when reading nightly, if that's one of their homework assignments. Participate in literacy training activities when they are offered. And you're to read and review tips that are included in informational pamphlets and newsletters that are sent home or shared. Finally, one way that you can partner with us to improve your student achievement, your child's achievement, is to learn how to use this lending library for helping your child at home. It's got a lot of resources. You'll see a couple of shelves to the right in that picture. And so what I'm going to do is I am going to throw this back over to Mr. Lockman. And since he has and knows everything about the lending library, I'm going to let him share some protocols on how you can access this material and check them out, bring them home, and really become a partner in your child's learning.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks.
So the lending library, okay, it's basically at its core is a group of manipulatives, resources, games, that kind of thing, that are all purchased through Title I funds that are eligible for checkout by Title I families, right? So first we're going to talk about how to find the lending library inventory. I put it online recently, so it's searchable. You can go through it and really figure out what you need. Second, we're going to talk about how to set up an appointment, how to actually order the resources that you need, or if you need to sit down and talk with me, if you need to talk down with your student's teacher and figure out what kind of resources will be best for them, we can definitely set that up. My contact information is here. It's going to be here again at the end of the presentation, so you're going to definitely have that. And then we're going to talk a little bit about the checkout procedure and then the check-in procedure. So first, how do I get to the lending library? Well, this is a screenshot of the Family Engagement Center website. It's Oconee County, oh my goodness, oconeeschools.org/OCESFEC, which is kind of a mouthful, but there it is. If you look right at the top, you can see lending library. I've got it circled right there. So just click on that and it's going to lead you to a page that looks like this. Now that we have two different lending libraries, we have the regular lending library and then we have the Title I lending library. Now we've been talking about Title I funding, but the lending library is also available and that's got even more resources as well. So there's kind of two libraries, twice as many things that you can be looking through. And you'll find more information on there about setting up an appointment. But real quick, if you are logging into the website via a mobile device, this is what the screen's going to look like when you first go there. So if you're looking at your phone or your tablet or something, this is what it's going to look like. Click on the hamburger menu right at the top left. I've got it circled. It's going to bring out another menu. Click on lending library. And then you'll be brought to the same page as before with the two different libraries that you can click on and sort of scroll through and kind of browse for the different resources that you need. So what's in the libraries, right? Like I said, games, manipulatives, resources, books to help your child understand difficult concepts in a hands-on way, right? And all these subjects, they range from ELA to reading to math to science to a lot of ELL resources, English language learner resources, as well as ESOL materials. We have a fair amount of all Spanish texts, and we have some texts that are part Spanish and part English. So really, whatever you're looking for, any different grade level, we can find something that will help you and your student. And you can work with your student at home with these different resources and really get the most out of it. So the checkout procedure, first, we need to identify what exactly your student needs. You know, are they struggling with fractions? Are they struggling with some sort of social studies project? Are they struggling with sight words or anything related to reading? So identify your students' needs by, speaking with them, speaking to your teachers, and speaking to me as well. After that, browse the lending libraries. I can help you with that, kind of identifying different resources that you might want. We will get in contact to set up an appointment for you to come up and pick up the materials, or I can send the materials home with your student, put them in the backpack, just like we do the Friday folders. And then you will either pick up the resources from the front office or I can send them home with your student. We do ask that you hold on to them for about 4 weeks. We feel like that's enough time for you to really let those resources sink in with you and your student. So on or before your due date, please return the resources to the front office or send them home or send them to school with your student. Throw them in the backpack, make sure the teacher gets them. And then I will make sure and let you know when I have received those items, just so that we're all square and everything's good, that we've got it. Again, please return the resources on or before your due date, because any book or game or resource that's at your home means that that's another day that it can't be with another student that could be getting some good out of it. So that is the long and the short of Title I funding and all the resources that come with it. as well as the lending library and all the resources that come with that. Hopefully it was informative. Thank you, Rebecca, for your input. I really do appreciate you putting all this together.
No, I enjoyed it. Thanks for having me and let me talk about Title I. And I really love that we were able to share with our families how the lending library works, because I think that will help us greatly with our partnership.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I forgot to mention it too, but I recently finished up going through the lending library and actually adding in short descriptions of everything. So it used to be that while you were looking at the inventory online, it was just like the name of the resource and how many of them we have. But now we have a lot more information, like what exactly that resource is for, and kind of like a short description explaining, what it is and what it's used for and the different subjects that it touches on. So hopefully you find some value in that. I like to think that it's helpful. If you are looking at this today or anytime in the future, please take a minute to fill out this event survey. It's very, very short. It's just 5 questions. You got the links in here, but I'll make sure and put them in the video description as well. And again, thank you. There's the Parent University survey. If you have anything specific that you want us to speak on, definitely let us know. We got the link to the Family Engagement Center website where you can find past recordings of other Parent University recordings, as well as upcoming events and other resources that are on that website. And then I've also linked in the OCES Title I info. All those links that Rebecca mentioned earlier are accessible right through there. So again, thank you guys for your participation. Thank you, Rebecca, for all the help so far. And again, if you guys have any questions or want to get in contact, here is our contact information again. And we really do hope to see you soon.
Thanks for sharing all this information with us. I'm so thankful that we could work together to work with our parents.
Okay, well, that's it for us. Be on the lookout for further Parent University information, and we will see you later.
Okay, bye.